Hello there, my name is Rachel. The first time seeing my channel, I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so something computer random, and today we're going to talk about Super Giant Robot Brothers Season 1. I'm so sorry, but this is a series. If you're a kaiju fan or robot fan, you will probably be satisfied watching this series because this series does everything they can to make it big, bad, and awesome, because it's all about giant robots trying to defeat aliens from another world. With this sort of kind of Power Ranger twist, they have an organization who sent robots to actually defeat aliens. But the interesting thing is they kind of step it up, that the robots are basically AI, that self-intelligence, who later on become more smarter the longer they actually fight. But this is the interesting part. Our main lead, called Shiny, who is basically the first prototype to actually fight the kaiju battles. But because he's sort of a newborn, he's not sure what he's doing, he sort of kind of does not listen to direct orders to the main base. He decides to find basically the missing doctors and actually go through space to this sort of space worm tunnel thing that actually kind of skipped time. He's basically missing for 10 years. He can come back and realize what actually happened, while knowing someone actually replace him with a new robot who actually bigger and better as him. But it's sort of a twist that the first robot, Shiny, he's basically kind of like Paul for Kung Fu Panda. He's overexcited, he's cheerful, he's over the top. He's basically like a 3-year-old, just very eager to please everyone, to show how awesome he really is. That could be an annoying thing. Believe me, it kind of is annoying, at least the first episode. Later on, they know how to kind of calm him down, especially his brother, who is basically a better model as him. He is actually more efficient, called Thunder. That Thunder is basically in the books type of guy. Listen to the rules, we should do this, that. But I love it how Shiny, Thunder kind of clash the ideas of them. They are just so different, but at the same time they complement so well together, because Thunder needs to follow the rules because the rules will save them, and he does. But sometimes the rules doesn't really work. That's why that Shiny rely on his sort of creativity. He's thinking outside of the box, because sometimes he sees something that Thunder doesn't see, or vice versa, that Shiny doesn't want to listen to the rules, but the rules make him safe. That's why Thunder kind of calms down Shiny, and that's what I mean. They complement each other. It depends on the situation they actually are. One has a skill, the other one doesn't. They basically kind of complete themselves. Even that Thunder is basically doesn't like Shiny. He doesn't like him as a robot, as him being anything. He just despises him. But later on, he became more chill, more relaxed. But at the same time, I like the appreciation. Thunder understands he needs Shiny, and Shiny understands later on in the series that he needs Thunder, because he needs to follow the rules. He needs someone like him to calm him down, and that's just so beautiful. That sort of bond of brother. Even I love it that Thunder will never admit that he loves his brother. You know he cares. He had that sort of Cinderella kind of vibe, like, I don't need to apologize, I don't need your pity or anything, but he needs that. He wants to be accepted, and that's just so wonderful and charming. Especially they follow all the rules of a kaiju. I mean, the old classic kind of Godzilla kind of vibes. I mean, like, you see a kaiju that it's a person in a suit, that like 2 or 3 types of sort of costumes. They're the ones who you can see you just need 2 legs, they can fight pretty fine in the costumes. And there's the second type there, the design is just so outrageous. The person inside struggling to walk, how slow they're, or the attacks is just wobbly. Or the third version is sort of the CGI to complement the sort of monster design while making sort of awkwardness. They use all 3 types of this series, because every time you see a kaiju, it's sort of a reference in a way of sort of an old kaiju, a monster from Godzilla, or just sort of a weird way, a traditional kaiju. It's just very interesting and very fun. You love it, all this. Even the aliens, yeah, they have aliens who try to take over the world. Their costumes feel they were painted on and cheap. Yeah, I love that. That's so old-fashioned kaiju. Yes, you'll love it even more that this sort of very morbid. I mean, their characters quite literally die. I mean, there's one scene and this reporter was talking, and this kaiju threw this acid on top of it. He just became bone, and just pure bone. Like, yeah, don't worry about it. That's okay. Just walk off of it. But I love it that they do understand. Yeah, people do die in this world. You just have to deal with it. But a very comedic way that is just so hilarious. I think something I really was impressed is all the different dialogues they have in this series, because this is a team effort. The organization was trying to stop all the kaijus speak different languages, also have their own accents. That's what makes it so interesting and fun to watch. I think one of the biggest surprise is the animation. I mean, the animation is so interesting to look. How to describe it? They have this sort of, we kind of understand how animation works, but sort of the 90s sort of CGI, that sort of sculpted kind of look. I mean, like, they look like statues or toys. There's some moments, but it doesn't ruin the illusion. It's just making the design just so better, more interesting. Especially, I think this is the first animation studio who used the Real Engine. If you don't know what the Real Engine is, especially the Real Engine is a program they use for gaming gaming projects downward, like Nintendo or PlayStation or Xbox. They use that gaming engine to make games. So this is the first one who actually decided to use that program to make 2D animation, and it looks great. It does look like or feel like a game because that the reason they used that programming. But all of that, any complaints out of that, except for one I really mentioned, especially Shiny, that he's the only one could be annoying, the one who could make basically break or make this series. But lucky for you, just hold on for a little while. They do fix them if you actually want to watch this series. Anything else? I think I like all the secondary characters also. You also have Alex, the genius, the one who have all the plans and create the designs. That she is a 3-year-old. Over the years she grew up to be like a 13 or 12-year-old. But she's sort of self-aware. She sort of sacrificed her youth to actually save the world. But I love it that she still acts like a teenager sometimes, but understanding that she had to sacrifice her teen life to be a save the world. In other words, you also have the Colonel, that he is basically Space Dad, that he is that old-fashioned ramble, like he's became a colonel. He has to do his job. If no one do his job, I do it. Especially if everything goes wrong, he's just an old-fashioned, give him a knife and yeah, I could go there, I can take him down. I love that sort of outrageous, over the top kind of feel. Especially you have that sort of kaiju logic that does not make sense. All of that, I really love this series. I got nothing else to say, just one thing. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye. And sorry I just repeat the same thing. Duh, bye, whatever.